It's time to go racing at the world's fastest half mile. We're here in Bristol, Tennessee at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the running of the Food City 300. On the pole for the short track race is the 3 of William Seaman, to his outside is the 36 of Dylan Ebrahimian. Then third's Colton Neal, who has the race sponsor on the hood of his car. Can he get to victory lane for Food City? To his outside, fourth it's Riley Spurley Tube, and rounding out the top 5 is Mike Burrow. Then sixth we have Anton Charlebois. Seventh place is Jason Larker, Paul Taylor in 8th. Ninth we have Greg Lee, who is second in points, only 2 points behind the points leader. And running out the top 10 is Sebastian Kukulon. For the rest of the field, there's Kashan Richardson, 1 at Phoenix. To his outside is Oliver Galloway. Then we have Danny Lloyd. To his outside is Jennifer Buford. Then there's Steve Larker and Luke Rain, who's been the Bristol Master the past few seasons. Then we have George Cooper. To his outside is Max Anderson. Behind them is Jake Galloway and Jeff Wright. Then there's Levi Shones with Simon Bloomfield, along with Adam McDowell. To his inside is Jay Jefferson. Then we have Mathis Wells and Trey Rainey, who is the points leader, coming into this race, but starting midfield, but luckily on the bottom lane. Then there's Trip McGinnis and Eli Bright, along with Ryan Bromber and Greg Torres. Then there's Samet Oskin and Jonathan Rains, along with Patrick Smith and Derek Hamill. Then there's Diego Yepes with Code Luigi, along with Anthony Hernandez and William Bullen, with Alexander Rowe and Nathan Ormond. And in the final round's Franz Device, to his outside is the 11 of Jose Mills. So there's our 42 cars here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go to trackside and get these engines fired up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the field firing up as we get ready to do battle here at the half mile in Bristol, Tennessee. It's the last Great Coliseum, and it is our next race on the Target Series schedule. 45 laps of action here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, pace car to pit road. Seaman front row to his outside, Dylan Ebrahimian, and we are green at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Food City 300. William Seaman to lead lap number 1 for the pole. Colton Neal gets his second. Mike Burrow through to third. Ebrahimian went from second all the way back to fourth, but gets in line. Spurley Tube Trey gets a fourth from fifth right there. He's up inside now. The top 5. Spurley Tube got down line luckily there, as the outside lane not the place to be here at Bristol, and we'll see that with these drivers that are stuck up top, they will fall backwards and in a hurry as well. And one of my favorite cameras here at Bristol is the camera on the front stretch. See these cars go around and see how fast they go around. And with 45 laps of racing here at Bristol, if we do not get a yellow flag at any point during this race, we will absolutely, positively catch lap traffic, and that's what decided this race last season. It was Luke Rainey who won the race last season, but it was Jay Jefferson who dominated the race. Jefferson got passed because of lap traffic. So we'll see if that comes into play for William Seaman, who's so far dominated this race here today, with Colton Neal behind him in second. But here comes Mike Burrow attacking Yo for second. 45 inside the 9, down the backstretch, she has to run into turn number 3. So Mike Burrow moves himself up to P2 and has a sight set now on the 3 of William Seaman. Can Yo get in line in third? Now he gets put to the high side. Here comes Ebrahimian. And for Dylan, he's third in points. He's only 9 points behind the 52. He's only 7 behind the 60. So this could be a big point day for that 36. Currently up inside the top 3. Yo falls back to fourth, but gets in line in front of Riley Spurley Tube. Now he's trying to attack Dylan Ebrahimian for third right there. There they come down the back stretch. Still a nice lead for William Seaman, but already you'll see how close lap traffic is. Right there, they're just coming off turn 2 now. Seaman is at the start-finish line. So, I mean, pretty close for the lap traffic. William Seaman hoping that doesn't impact how his race goes, but more times than not, the race leader gets halted in lap traffic, and the field accordions together. Here's last race winner, Kashan Richardson, currently in the 8th position, looking for 7th on Greg Lee. He won at Phoenix, looking for 2 in a row in the Target Series. He'll have to get by 7 cars, and that's very hard to do here at Bristol, with everyone just down on the bottom lane. Just in front of him, second in points, Greg Lee is only 2 points behind Trey Rainey, currently in 7th. The Carlos Raiders, though, he's only 7 points ahead of Dylan Ebrahimian, and Ebrahimian is currently up inside the top 3. He's up to 3rd. So for now, for Trey Rainey, it's looking bad as he started midfield. Trey has not really made much progress. He's currently right now in the 16th position, so about 7 spots gained for the 52. However, he is far enough back to where both the 60 and the 36 would pass him in points. Here's a good little battle for 14th. Jay Jefferson up top in the 18. Down low, Trip McGinnis grabs that spot. Good to see Trip running pretty well here at Bristol. I mentioned how after Daytona he's not had really great races. He had a decent race at Phoenix. Up, a good finish. He's looking for another top 15 here today. And Jay Jefferson falling backwards on the outside. Trey Rain moves his way up to the top 15, so Trey's starting to inch his way forward a little bit. Brian Brommer to the inside. Jay Jefferson fading back on that outside lane. Brommer through to 16th. Jefferson back to 17th, and it could be 18th as Jonathan Reigns in the 61 has the bottom lane with these guys being side by side. Hamill's closing and Luke Reigns closing. Jay Jefferson can fall back to 20th by the time he gets back in line on the bottom. And Hamill's come to the bottom now in the 98. Moves that 18 back to 19th. Oh, we got into the outside wall there, so that 18 probably tightness. Wait, he's fighting right now. It's really hurting him being tight here. He's into the wall again off turn 4. Yeah, I think that 18's very tight right now. He just keeps fading. He can't get in line when there are holes there. It's just too tight. And he can't get down to the bottom lane. 2 positions lost right there. So Jay Jefferson now back outside the top 20. There's a good battle here between teammates. The 20 of Chris Emerson fading back when we saw him in the 8th position. Well, he's back outside the top 10 now as he got something high. Still the battle for second behind William Seaman. They have caught the 3 just a little bit, but it's still Mike Burrow leading the train with Dylan Ebrahimian the 1 in 3rd. They have caught lap traffic. How about Paul Taylor? I mentioned that outside lane, how bad it is. Paul Taylor started up inside the top 10. I believe he may start top 5. He's back to 42nd because he was on the outside lane with nowhere to go. And McDowell's back there, Jeff Bright, Smith, Buford, Oskin. There's Kukolan moved by Eli. There's Cole Luigi. So there's some big names in the target series back here. Cole Luigi, Eli Bright, Jennifer Buford a champion, Jeff Bright a champion, and McDowell champion. All back here at the back of the field will be the first ones to get lapped. Before the field gets lapped traffic, we want to take just a look to see how fast these drivers get around this Bristol Motor Speedway. As watch this flyby off turn 2 to see the field and how fast it takes William Seaman to get around this half mile at Bristol. The field mostly spread out getting around. There's Ryan Brommer, he's gotten shuffled high. He's into the outside wall. There's Jay Jefferson. You see how far back he faded. And here comes William Seaman now. Eli Bright is the one in the last position. So Eli will be the first to get lapped here as of now in the Food City 300. Still not even halfway through this event. The front 3 have distanced themselves. 4th place Colton Yo maybe holding up 5th place Riley Sprayly-Tube. As Yo currently 4th, Sprayly-Tube currently 5th. That's a good battle right now for a top 5 spot. Sprayly-Tube wants to get up 1 spot further forward so he can try and keep touch with those front 3 in case something happens in terms of lap traffic. But Mike Burrow's there. Even without lap traffic, he has closed in on William Seaman. I would not count that 45 taking the race lead here away in just a little bit. He got by. Remember Colton Yo in the bottom lane. He got a good run. We'll see if he can do the same here with William Seaman. He goes high through 1 and 2 though. Goes up the racetrack a little. Has to lift. Lose a little time there to the 3 of Seaman. And currently, Ebrahimian's still in a good spot taking over the points lead as Greg Lee has not made any progress. Currently still in the 7th position, but he has a hard-charging Danny Lloyd, the one behind him in 8th. Lloyd has just run his fastest lap of the race, the last lap. So obviously that 21 pretty fast at this point. 20 laps to go this time behind the Food City 300. It's been William Seaman all race long. He's led every lap, all 25 of them. But lap traffic ahead in these final 20 laps, and a hard-charging Mike Burrow with Dylan Ebrahimian, Colton Yo, and Riley Sprayly as the front 5, and Patrick Smith, the first lap car. He will catch Eli Bright is there, Paul Taylor, looks like Diego Yepez is there, and McDowell, Eli Bright, and then a log jam, a 3 wide, 2 JD Motorsports cars. Kukolan going through on the bottom. Oliver Gowan to the outside wall for Alexander Rowe. Cars checking up here. And that's really only helping the guys second on back, but these guys getting checked up because cars get into the wall. Seaman's catching these guys faster. That 3 car will be there in the next few laps. And for Seaman, he's saying, please no. Please no. If we can get a caution flag right now, I'm sure Seaman would love to see that because he wouldn't really erase any gap. It would just keep him from catching this lap traffic and getting involved in it. Because once you get involved in it, get up into them, I mean, it's going to be a mess for these racers trying to negotiate around this lap traffic. To the outside, the 55 of Anton Charlebois will be the first car to get lapped. Patrick Smith to the inside. The 3 going to try and get down low. And you can't lose much time as well. Get by that 55 and pull him. Now Mike Burrow trying to get to the inside there. Got a little tight. Can he get the run off turn 2 to stay in touch with that 3? No. And that's actually the best case scenario for William Seaman now. There's lap car between he in second place. Mike Burrow. And Ebrahimian has lost a little ground. And Yo in the 9 has gained now. So Colton Yo, his car is a long run car. That 9 is gaining fast. Can he get to 3rd? But for William Seaman, this is the best case scenario for that 3 team. They now have a lap car in between he and second place. Oh, car blowing up though in front of Matt Oskin. The field has to check up. The 3 almost in the back of these lap cars. Oskin gets down to the apron. There may be some oil on the racetrack. Seaman looking for a way to go. The 55 gets to the inside. Charles Ball will lap himself, but with that, Mike Burrow moves to the inside. The 45 for the race lead. In that best case scenario, just turned to the worst case scenario. Mike Burrow through to the lead. And now every He-Man up to second. The 36 with Colton Yo behind, going for third. Here comes Yo Riley from fifth. That's gaining big time because of the battling these drivers have been doing. Now Yo's up to the top 3. Seaman still stuck up top. Now for the lead, every He-Man. Mike Burrow gets put high. The 36 to the inside, side by side with 10 to go. Every He-Man through to the lead in the Food City 300. Can Mike Burrow get in line, get by Jeffrey Buford, and keep touch because of this lap traffic? Buford up high, but a long train of cars on the bottom. Yo's going to move around. Spurwintu gets put high in the 8. Can Larker get there in the 90 to get down low to try and get to 4th? Log jam. Here comes Greg Lee in the 60. He might move himself inside the top 5. Seaman back outside the top 5. Could fall outside the top 10. Now it's Jason Larker with the 4th. The front 3 have pulled away. It's Dylan Abramian leading the race with Mike Burrow in 2nd and Colton Yo in 3rd. And then the lap car Jeffrey Buford is the 4th in line, separating 3rd and 4th Jason Larker. Greg Lee up to 5th, and it looks like Riley Spears is still trying to find the outside. Williams has fallen back to 9th from the race lead due to a blown up Matt Oskin. But it's now over at the front. They have 6 to go. Mike Burrow's not let Dylan Abramian get away, and the lap traffic may be holding that 36 up just a little bit. Who's going to win the Food City 300 here at Bristol? The 45, a good 3 and 4 right there. Burrow closes in. 5 to go here at Bristol. Abramian up the racetrack. Mike Burrow back to the inside. For the lead, it's Mike Burrow back by. Now Abramian can get down line. He does in 2nd in case the 45 now gets help and makes a mistake. 4 to go at Bristol. And the Food City car runs 3rd to try and win in the Food City 300. And how about Jay Jefferson? When we first saw him here today, he was inside the top 15. Now he's in danger of falling outside the top 40 and getting lapped. Jefferson to the outside. Mike Burrow. Now the battle for 2nd is allowing the 45 to try and pull away. Colton Young moves to 2nd. But the 45 of Mike Burrow is long gone. He's going to see 2 to go this time by. A mile left at Bristol for Mike Burrow. And Colton Yo dealing with lap traffic. It would take a huge mistake out of Burrow to give this race away to Colton Yo. Coming to the white flag for the 45. Last time around, the Bristol half mile for Mike Burrow. Seaman dominated early on. Once he called that traffic, it all turned south for the 3. Then Dylan Abramian got around Mike Burrow. Burrow gets him back in the final 10 laps. And off corner number 4, Mike Burrow steals a win at Bristol. Yo to 2nd, Abramian keeps 3rd. And that should be enough to keep the points, or to take the points lead away. But how about that for Mike Burrow? Win here at Bristol. And a few chaotic last laps as the field shuffled around greatly there under those final 10 laps. Let's go see the official results. Mike Burrow, your winner here at Bristol. Here are the official results from the Food City 300 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. No caution flags and 3 lead changes, 3 different drivers leading laps. As it was Mike Burrow through lap traffic, getting around to lead 7 laps en route to his Bristol victory, with Colton Yo in 2nd trying to get that Food City car to victory lane. Just did not quite work out for him here today. 3rd, Dylan Abramian, 5 laps led for him. 4th, Jason Larker. Danny Lloyd, 5th. Then Greg Lee in 6th, Steve Larker 7th. William Seaman from the pole. The first 33 laps led for him. He dominated this race. It looks like he had it good in lap traffic. He had a car between he and 2nd place. And then when Matt Oskin blew up in front of him, Seaman got put to the high side. If it wasn't for that 9-3 blowing up, I think Seaman could have led lap from flag to flag here. Jake Galloway up to 9th, and Trent McGinnis, a great top 10 for that 0-1 team. As we look at the top 20, Riley Spears fell from 4th down to 11th there in those final few laps as he got put up high. Because turned last race winner in 12th. How about Trey Rainey, though? When we looked at him, he was just outside the top 15, just inside the top 15. He got up to 13th there at the end. So a decent day for Trey Rainey. He doesn't fall too far in points. In fact, our points are now Dylan Abramian with a 3rd place finish. Greg Lee up to 2nd with a 6th place finish. But the top 3 points did finish pretty well here today. Trey Rainey, a decent day. We look down 21st to 40th. And Jeffrey Buford a lap down, a few more lap down. And then obviously Matt Oskin out of the race with engine issues. As we look down, Jay Jefferson, horrible day. 2030 got up inside the top 15, and when he fell back, he just could not stop from falling back. I believe there had to be something wrong with the tightness on the car, the handling of the car, something along those lines. Just did not look like he'd get down to the end sign. He fell greatly down to 41st, and Cement Oskin, with that header issue, may have cost Seaman the race victory here today at Bristol. Let's now go see the point standings. 6 races down, and here are the point standings. It's Dylan Ebrahimian out front of the points as Greg Lee moves up to second. He's finished top 10 in all but one race so far this season. Trey Rainey falls to third, but still within reach of the points lead. Jake Galloway is fourth, and Ryan Brommer in fifth. Then we have Kashawn Richardson in sixth. Seventh is Jason Larker. France Device in eighth. Simon Bloomfield ninth. And Mike Brough, that win is up inside the top 10. Looking at the top 20, Colton Yeo, a great day for him here at Bristol. Moves to 11th in points, only 8 points outside the top 10. George Cooper, 15 points outside the top 10. They have Steve Larker with his Roval win, is one of the wild cards, along with Trip McGinnis, who, 2 good finishes back-to-back, his first top 10 since his Daytona victory, moves up back inside the top 20. Trip McGinnis is currently in the second wild card spot with that win at Daytona. Currently, our 6 winners are inside the top 20 in the points. 6 races, 6 different winners so far in this Target Series season. Luke Rennie's 1 point outside the top 20. Danny Lloyd tied with him for that 21st position. And then Sebastian Kukelan's 41 points behind those drivers. So pretty big separation there. Into Charles Bois there. And once again, some of these drivers down here just not had great seasons. Eli Bryce yet to finish in the top 10. Cole Luigi, Mathis Wells. I mean, those are 3 big names yet to finish inside the top 10 this season. Greg Torres, Jonathan Rains, Orman, Oskin, McDowell, last season's champion, the season 6 champion as well, has yet to finish in the top 10 this season. Levi Shones, Max Anderson is down here. Jay Jefferson, Alexander Rowe. Some really big names right now towards the bottom of the points here in the Target Series. Only 6 races in, so once again, you can still move your way through. However, for some of these drivers, you have got to be just fearing right now what could happen. You know, if you don't turn your season around soon, I mean, you've got to start hitting the panic button just a little bit right now and say we have to get these top 10s, or even as a good start, just a top 15 at some point, because some of these drivers have not even broken their way inside the top 15 yet this season. So we continue on our short track swing as we go to the next race, which is held at Iowa for the Nike 300. I will see you guys then.